Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at doing some animations for our enemies. And it's going to be a pretty short video here. It's pretty straightforward, especially when we've got pretty simple animations. Just going to get rid of that extra shot there. All right, so what I'm going to do is show you one animation, and then you can sort of do the other ones there. So if you look back at our sprite sheet, you'll notice that there's sort of pairs of enemies, okay? And so that one, he's got his hands up and hands down. There's that guy, and it's sort of his tentacles or whatever move, and so on. So you can go through and create your own there. Now, the key thing is to select the two that you're interested in, okay? So those are the two that I'm interested in at the moment. And so I'm just going to hold Shift down and select those two. So I've got the two selected. Now, I'm simply going to drag them in to the game. Okay, so there they are. Now I'll prompt you to save a new animation. So I'm just going to call this Enemy 1. Okay, we're going to have a few of them, so I'm just going to call it Enemy 1. Now, you might as well just sort of reset their components at the moment. It doesn't really matter. And we'll have to place them after. Now, I'd say the size there is a little bit too big. I'm just going to hide the camera for a second. There. I'd say the size is a little bit too big. So I would maybe cut those down to 0.5s or so. Okay. So if I just sort of look at that now, did that. Whoops, that's the main camera I did. Okay, just a second. Okay. Grab the one I actually want. There we go. 0.5. 0.5. Okay. So that looks a bit more reasonable. It might be on the small side, but that's fine. Okay. So let's just move him over here. I do want that camera on. Camera. Good. Okay. So there he is, sitting there, all happy and ready to be animated. So we do have the animation. So all you have to do now, and that's right here, this little play symbol that indicates it. And this here is actually the two sort of together. Okay, but there's your animation there. Now all we have to do is go to Window and oops, find the animation. Notice it's not the animator, okay, it's the animation. And there it is there. Now this is a little bit of an odd thing, and I have to admit, I'm not 100% on it. But anyways, the sprite that we've got here, there's our sprites, and it's put them in right there. Now if I hit play, I have to click on it first. If I hit play, obviously too fast, okay? So it's just a matter of us dragging this out. And so again, I'm going to hold Alt just so I can see the other frames. And all I'm going to do is just grab and move this one over. And I'm just going to see what that looks like. Maybe a little bit too slow. A little fast. Try that one. See, it's like in the middle. Ah, probably something like that. Okay, and we can just leave it there. You can change the samples and stuff. I haven't really played around with this enough to know what works best and some of the best practices here. But for the moment, we do have this animation. Okay, so he's moving back and forth. Looks fine. All right, so I'm just going to stop that one. We might as well bring out another enemy. We can just practice there. It's so short here. So I'm just going to grab, and I think this guy and this guy. Yeah, they're pairs. So again, just hold Shift, drag him into your scene. Okay. So let's just call this Enemy 2. And again, let's just half these guys. Okay. And so that's, again, all we need to really do here. I'm going to click on, make sure I've got Enemy 2 here, Window, Animation. And so just make sure this is the Enemy 2. There he is. And probably going to do the same thing as the other one. So I'm just going to zoom out. I think. Did we do it 2 or 3? 3, I think it was, right? And probably be the same. Make sure you click on him. And that will let you play it. You hit play. Okay. And it's just this simple thing where it appears and disappears. Now, not 100% convinced that that is looking good. Let me just see if I can do something here. What I might do, just take this one. You can copy and paste. Actually, you can just drag him. There he is there. Hold Shift. Just a second. I think you can somehow duplicate this. Just a second. There we go. Yeah, Control C and Control V. So let's just see how this looks now. Does this look better? Yeah, it's about the same, isn't it? That's definitely... Just didn't feel like I was getting... Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so there's your animation for that one. They'll look good when they're all together. So you've got this animation of this one, animation of this guy, okay? And you can go through and see what other animations you can find there. I believe, let's just open Photoshop here. I believe it's easier to see it in Photoshop. Open, or actually, if I just double click on it. Sorry, in Unity here, back to my enemies. There. So those two go together, those two. These guys, so the skull one, the mini version of this one, sort of the same. These guys, and these guys. And these guys, and these guys. They can all sort of go together. These ones down here, I'm not 100% sure. They might go together. Yep. So I guess you can have one of these guys and these ones as well. We're going to be using this one for our shot, for our enemy shot. This is actually the UFO here. I was thinking that it had an animation to it. I'll have to go and double check. We might have to modify this little guy and create an animation for it. But as you can see, these are some, kind of cool little images there. So go ahead and animate these. You can just call them, enemy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, if you want. And then you've got all the possible enemies. And we'll use those to build the, sort of our rows that we require. All right, so go ahead, create some more animations with those enemies. You might want to give them better names than I did, but that's your task. All right, go ahead and animate.